Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're doing something pretty important. We're taking a whole stack of really powerful sources and just extracting the pure concentrated knowledge.
Yeah.
And it's all focused on building financial stability and, accelerating wealth.
And we're deliberately sidestepping all the noise.
All of it. We're not talking about Bitcoin volatility, not going to analyze NVIDIA's latest earnings report.
Mm-hmm.
We're just cutting right through that to get to the architecture of freedom.
That's right. And our sources here, they range from, behavioral science papers to these really deep interviews with self-made millionaires.
And they all say the same thing, don't they?
We all arrive at the exact same conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Achieving financial success is, it's fundamentally an engineering problem.
An engineering problem, not a speculative one.
Not at all. It has very, very little to do with market timing or, getting secret stock tips.
Right.
It has everything to do with setting up systems that completely remove the biggest liability in finance.
Which is?
It's us. It's human emotion and our constant need for willpower, which, as we know, is not always reliable.
Not at all. And that brings us right to the core question that, really launched this whole deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at people who built significant wealth themselves, what is the real reproducible difference between them and, pretty much everyone else?
Yeah.
If it's not luck, what is it?
And the answer is so consistent across all this material.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's quite boring.
It's boring, but it works.
It's daily habits. It's the mechanical, systematic application of discipline, of consistency.
So today we're focused on that underlying framework, the automated systems, the high leverage actions you can start doing, right away.
Things that compound your efforts, whether you're starting from absolute zero or you're just looking to accelerate the momentum you already have.
And we're going to get really deep into one specific, super effective structural solution. It's designed to combat that great enemy of personal finance.
Decision fatigue.
Decision fatigue. We are analyzing the mechanics of what the materials call the anti-budget.
It's such a powerful concept. It's a set it and forget it strategy that, it lets you automate the whole wealth building process.
And this is the key. It lets you spend the rest of your money completely guilt-free.
For anyone out there who feels overwhelmed by just the sheer amount of information or, gets anxious every time they open their bank app because they feel like they should be tracking every single latte.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
This deep dive is designed to give you that structural clarity. We want to show you how to set up your financial life so that the right decision is the default decision.
Okay, so let's unpack the mindset first.
Let's do it.
All right, so the sources make this really compelling argument right at the start. They say that your temperament, your emotional control, is a far more valuable asset than your IQ when it comes to money.
It's so critical. We have to start with this mental framework because the core argument is just so clear. True wealth is built through monotonous, consistent habits.
Monotonous, I like that word.
It is. It's not built through these spectacular, risky, high-flying moves.
And we often mistake, being really smart, having a high IQ for having high financial acumen, but the data just doesn't support that.
Not at all. The data on investor returns tells a completely different story. The highest net worth individuals, the ones who really generated their own fortunes, they're not necessarily the ones who predicted the next big market shift. They are the ones who were the most disciplined in just sticking to a long-term plan.
Because our relationship with money is it's so emotional.
It is profoundly emotional.
Absolutely. I mean, just think about the market itself. It's fundamentally driven by two primary human emotions, right?
Fear and greed.
Fear and greed. When greed takes over, what do? We pile into assets that have already peaked.
Right, it's up.
And when fear takes over, we sell quality assets at the absolute worst time.
It is a psychological trap. It's almost perfectly designed to destroy the average investor.
So the goal then isn't to get smarter at predicting the future.
Which is impossible anyway.
Right. It's to become better at regulating your own emotional response to it.
You need a plan that's so robust that when market volatility hits, and it will hit you, you don't panic.
You just stick to the plan.
You stick to the plan.
Yep.
And crucially, you allow the most powerful force in all of finance to just work for you. Compounding.
We hear that word all the time, but I still think, a lot of listeners might underestimate its quiet geometric power. Can we break down what the sources mean when they keep emphasizing that consistency beats intensity?
Yeah, let's make it really concrete. So if you invest a lump sum, let's say $10,000, and it earns 8% a year, That's powerful, no question.
Okay.
But if you invest that same $10,000 and you contribute an additional $500 a month consistently for 20 years,
The difference is huge.
the difference is staggering. In the early years, the growth is it's painfully slow. You barely even notice it.
It feels like you're getting nowhere.
Exactly. But by year 15, the interest that you're earning on the interest starts to eclipse your actual monthly contributions.
It's like this exponential growth curve that's just hiding behind what feels like very boring linear effort.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. The first 100,000 is always the hardest. It is a grind.
Because you're relying almost entirely on your own savings, your own brute force.
Exactly. But once you hit, say, 300,000, the interest your money earns is doing more of the heavy lifting than you are.
And that's the point where patience truly, truly pays off.
And that's where automation becomes this structural solution to our own emotional decision-making.
Okay, so connect those two.
The moment you automate your savings and your investments to move, the second your paycheck hits, you just remove willpower from the equation.
You can't delay it.
You can't delay, you can't forget, and you can't get into that, Thursday evening debate with yourself about whether that money should go towards some impulse purchase instead.
Right, the decision is already made.
The decision is made once when you set up the structure, and that's it.
This really does flip the whole narrative. We're told we need to be these market wizards, constantly informed, checking things all the time. But the source material is adamant. Wealth is not built by timing the market.
No.
It's built by simply putting in the time in the market.
And we have to talk about the behavioral failure this exposes, because it's huge. The example of Amazon shares is so illustrative
Okay.
because it forces us to confront our own impatience. The shares were $18 in 1997.
$18. Wow.
$18. If you were a long-term believer, you could have bought then. But think about how many crises, how many moments of panic hit between 1997 and today.
Oh, man. You had the dot-com crash in the early 2000s,
Right.
the 2008 financial crisis,
A huge one.
the pandemic crash in 2020. I mean, the list goes on.
So if you bought at $18, you watched it dip, probably drastically multiple times.
The behavioral temptation to sell at 20 just to lock in a tiny profit.
Or to panic sell at $10 during one of those dips.
It's immense.
It requires just iron discipline to simply hold and continue buying.
Most people can't do it.
Exactly. People sold for these minor profits or just out of pure fear. And today, those shares trade well into the thousands, even after all the splits,
So the lesson is that the market is basically designed to reward patience.
and punish impulsivity. That is precisely why the sources advocate for strategies like dollar-cost averaging, or DCA.
Okay, which is consistently investing a fixed amount of money no matter what the price is doing.
Right, you're buying more shares when the price is low and fewer when it's high.
Yeah.
It systematically fights that urge to time the market by making the decision completely automatic and habitual.
It's like a mechanical inoculation against your own fear and greed.
That's it.
So the takeaway here for the listener has to be really actionable. How do we take that long-term vision and, synthesize it with some kind of short-term daily discipline?
The sources suggest a really practical two-part approach to anchor yourself. First, write down a concrete, measurable 5-year money goal. Not just, get rich.
Be specific.
Very specific. Achieve X net worth, or save X for a down payment. Something real.
Okay, and the second part?
The second part, and this is the high-friction detail that I love, identify the single most important monthly action you must take to move toward that goal.
Just one.
One thing. Write both the goal and the action on a small card, fold it up, and keep it in your wallet.
I really appreciate that tactile element. You're forcing a confrontation.
Every single time you open your wallet to spend money, you are confronted with your future trajectory.
It's this constant, low-level reminder that stops you from getting distracted by all the daily noise.
And it reinforces the idea that time is going to pass anyway, so you have to ensure it passes in your favor.
It creates accountability right where you need it most.
At point of consumption.
Yeah. The structure you build today, that written goal, that automated investment, that is what carries you forward.
Regardless of whether the market goes up or down next quarter, it builds this foundation of financial fortitude.
Okay, so if Section 1 laid that mental and emotional foundation, Section 2 is where we really crank up the engine.
Right.
We spend so much energy trying to optimize the return on our investments,
Right.
trying to get 10% instead of 8.
Obsessing over fractions of a percent.
But the source materials are so clear, they identify a much, much bigger lever for wealth creation.
And that is relentlessly increasing your income.
This is the pivot. This is what differentiates the acceleration phase from just, slow and steady.
Let's just look at the map again. Saving and investing an extra $500 a month is fantastic. We should all be doing that.
Absolutely.
But if you can grow your career income through better skills, better negotiation, a side business by $1,000 a month,
that money just flows right through your system.
and it compounds so much faster. Suddenly, you have doubled your investing power without having to take on any risky market bets.
You're essentially controlling the numerator in the equation.
That's a great way to think about it.
You can only cut so many expenses before you hit a floor, right? There's a limit to saving.
A hard limit.
But there is practically no ceiling on income growth, especially when you focus on making yourself incredibly valuable in the marketplace.
And that focus has to be on sharpening these high-leverage, in-demand skills.
Okay, so what are they? What do the sources point to?
They highlight 4 areas that are almost universally required for senior roles and high compensation.
Okay.
Coding or technical skills, data analysis, leadership, and perhaps the most critical one, communication.
Let's break that down. Coding and data analysis seem obvious. They translate directly into efficiency and insight for a company.
Right.
But why is communication listed right alongside those highly technical skills?
Because communication is the multiplier for your technical expertise.
The multiplier.
You can be the best data analyst in the entire world, but if you can't present your findings clearly to the executive team,
or if you can't articulate your value when you're negotiating,
your technical skills are capped. They have a ceiling. Effective communication is the vehicle that drives the monetization of all your other skills.
It leads to successful investor pitches, better client acquisition,
and crucially, superior salary negotiation outcomes.
Okay, so how do we operationalize this? How do we go from being, a competent employee to an indispensable asset? It's not just about taking a weekend course.
No, it's about being ruthlessly proactive. Every single certification you earn, every tough project you successfully deliver, every new responsibility you actively seek out.
It all increases your market value.
It does. The sources suggest you have to actively seek out the high visibility, high pain point problems within your organization.
And then volunteer to solve them.
Volunteer. You want to become the person whose absence would cause genuine operational damage.
And when you have that indispensability, that's your leverage. That's when you deploy the most powerful financial move most people are too scared to make.
Salary negotiation.
And the sources emphasize this over and over. A single successfully negotiated raise can be worth more to your net worth over a lifetime than years of carefully picking stocks.
It is an immediate and massive injection into your compounding engine. But, and this is a big but, the negotiation cannot be based on emotion.
Or worse, need.
Right. It must be based on objective data.
So you have to do your homework.
The sources strongly advocate for spending serious time gathering market rate benchmarks. You use industry salary reports, consulting firm data, public salary disclosures. You gather all of that before you even think about walking into that room.
So you're walking in with facts, not feelings.
Exactly. You structure the pitch not around how long you've been there or how hard you work,
but around the specific value you delivered in the last year.
the dollars you saved,
Art there.
the revenue you generated, the processes you stabilized. This shifts the conversation from a request for more money to a demonstration that the market dictates you are currently undervalued.
That's powerful. A strategic negotiation based on leverage.
It's arguably the single fastest way to increase your investing power, period.
That's phenomenal detail. But okay, so once that primary income stream is accelerated, the sources immediately pivot to structural resilience.
Yes.
Which means diversification. Relying solely on one paycheck, no matter how big it is, creates this significant fragility.
That fragility is a threat to the entire system we're trying to build.
And the numbers back this up, right?
The sources show that 70% of self-made millionaires have at least 3 distinct sources of income.
And that doesn't mean 3 full-time jobs.
God, no. It means creating a diversified portfolio of income streams.
Can we categorize those, just to make it clearer for the listener? What kind of streams should they be looking at?
Yeah, absolutely. Typically, you see 3 main categories beyond the primary, W-2 income.
Right.
First, you have passive income. This is your dividends, interest from savings, or rent from property.
Or even digital property, right?
Or digital property, exactly. Second, you have active side hustle income.
So this is based on your existing skills.
Right. It's services or consulting, weekend contracting, selling a digital course, teaching something you're an expert in.
Okay, and the third?
The third is leveraged income. This might include royalties from a book, profits from a business where you hire other people, or large-scale digital product sales that can scale without your linear time input.
So the goal isn't necessarily to replace the main job right away.
Not at all. It's to build resilience and redundancy.
So if the primary job vanishes, you've got the consulting income or the dividend portfolio to act as a safety net while you find the next opportunity.
That resilience is priceless. And the key here isn't perfection. It's speed and execution.
Right.
The sources challenge the listener to do this. List 3 side income ideas they could launch. Just 3.
And then?
Pick the easiest one, the one with the absolute lowest barrier to entry, and launch it within the next 7 days.
7 days, that's fast.
Launching quickly forces you to stop overplanning. You get immediate market feedback, which is infinitely more valuable than spending 6 months refining some flawless business plan that never actually gets tested.
Speed beats size, especially in the beginning.
Absolutely. And that rapid income growth, even if the stream is small at first, brings us straight to the wealth killer that threatens to undermine all this hard work.
Lifestyle inflation.
Lifestyle inflation.
The golden handcuffs, you get the raise, you get the bonus, and immediately your baseline expense level just creeps up.
It's insidious.
You upgrade the car, you move to the slightly larger, more expensive apartment, you start eating fancier dinners every weekend.
And all of a sudden you're earning 6 figures, but you feel just as paycheck to paycheck as you did when you were making $50,000.
It's the invisible drain that keeps high earners trapped.
And the antidote, as emphasized in all the source material, is simple, but it requires immense discipline.
Keep your expenses flat while your income rises.
That's it. If you receive a $15,000 raise, you have to ensure that 80 to 100% of that raise is immediately redirected into the build account.
Not into consumption.
Not into consumption. You can celebrate the win, of course, but don't let the celebration cost you your future freedom.
By maintaining that flat expense base, every single raise effectively doubles or triples your investment firepower.
And it ensures those new dollars are working for your freedom instead of just disappearing into unnecessary consumption or servicing larger debt payments.
So it's that relentless income growth paired with ruthless expense stability.
That's the formula.
Okay, we've established the mindset, we've cranked up the income engine. Now we get to the central mechanism that removes all the friction from managing this growth. The anti-budget.
Yes.
And we need this system because, as the sources clearly state, traditional budgeting, that whole tracking every penny methodology, has a failure rate of over 90%.
90%. That failure rate is a direct reflection of its flawed premise.
Which is what?
Traditional budgeting is based on restriction. And restriction, as behavioral science shows us over and over, triggers this powerful psychological response. It's very similar to dieting.
Right. The second you tell yourself, I can't have this, it's all you can think about.
Exactly. The scarcity mindset kicks in. It leads to deprivation, rebellion, and then ultimately quitting the system altogether.
And it's compounded by that decision fatigue we mentioned earlier.
It really is. A traditional budget requires these continuous, minor moral negotiations all day long.
Did I spend too much on lunch? Can I still afford that concert ticket this weekend?
Your brain has a finite capacity for making rational decisions. And if you waste that capacity tracking coffee purchases, you will inevitably run out of willpower and make poor, large-scale financial decisions later.
So the anti-budget is the elegant structural design that avoids all of that.
It completely flips the concept.
Yeah.
Instead of agonizing over every dollar going out,
You automate the most important dollars going in.
you make one single high-leverage decision when you set up the system. And then you just trust the system implicitly.
The goal is to eliminate the need for that daily, exhausting willpower.
That's it.
Okay, let's dive deep into the specific architecture. We need to talk about the 3-account system. This is the foundation of guilt-free wealth building.
Every listener needs to understand the function of these 3 accounts. You need 3 distinct bank or brokerage accounts.
Okay, number 1.
The first and the absolute non-negotiable priority is account 1. The build account. This is your wealth creation vehicle.
And the sources are so clear on this. The transfer to this account must be the very first thing that happens when your paycheck lands.
Before anything else.
It's automated, it's non-negotiable, and it occurs before rent, bills, or groceries. This is the literal definition of paying yourself first.
You are prioritizing your future self and your financial freedom over everything else. The starting percentage can be flexible, start where you are, 5 or 10% is great.
But the ultimate target, if you can get there, should be pushed aggressively.
Push to 20 or even 30% of your gross income. That is the number that really accelerates the compounding.
And the destination for the money in this build account is maybe the most technical part of this whole section. It can't just sit there.
It absolutely cannot sit idle in a standard savings account.
Yeah.
Inflation will just erode its value. It's losing money every day.
So where does it go?
It needs to flow immediately into growth vehicles. The sources advocate heavily for low-cost, broadly diversified index funds.
So things like total market funds or S&P 500 trackers.
Exactly. These funds give you market returns with minimal effort and, very importantly, minimal expense.
And in terms of the account structure itself, are we talking a Roth IRA, a traditional brokerage account? What's the recommendation?
Well, that really depends on the listener's specific goals and their career stage. A Roth IRA is highly recommended for younger or mid-career individuals.
Because the money grows tax-free.
And the withdrawals in retirement are tax-free. That tax-advantaged growth it's a huge benefit. It's crucial.
And for listeners who are maybe approaching retirement or who have already maxed out their Roth,
a standard taxable brokerage account holding those same index funds is the next best choice. The key is just the automation into low-cost growth assets.
Now, for the brilliant psychological trick that's related to the build account, placing it at a different bank.
Yes, this is structural friction, and it's designed to protect you from yourself.
So if my build account is at a different bank from my daily checking account,
accessing it requires a multi-step transfer process. It might take a day or two for the money to move.
that slight inconvenience provides a vital cooling-off period.
For those moments of weakness or impulse spending, it reinforces the idea that this money is off limits. It belongs to your future self.
That makes perfect sense. By making it inconvenient to fail, you just significantly increase the probability that you'll succeed. Okay, what about account number 2?
Yeah, 2. The bills account. This is the container for all your fixed monthly expenses.
So you do a one-time calculation.
One time, you add up your rent, mortgage, utilities, insurance, loan payments, any recurring subscriptions.
And that total exact amount gets auto-transferred immediately after the build account is funded.
Right, and the beauty here is that it just eliminates the mental labor of managing all those fixed payments.
You know they're covered, the money's isolated, you never have to worry about a payment bouncing or missing a deadline.
It is infrastructure just running silently in the background of your life.
And once those first 2 accounts are funded, the non-negotiable future, the build, and the necessary present, the bills, the remainder.
The remainder goes into account 3, the spend account. And this is the true magic of the ANTA budget.
This is the guilt-free money.
This is the guilt-free money. Since all the important work is already done automatically, whatever is left in that spend account is truly disposable.
No tracking.
No tracking, no negotiation, no guilt.
The psychological shift has to be profound.
It is. When people operate from a place of scarcity, like with the traditional budget, they obsess over every single purchase.
But when they operate from this sense of abundance, knowing that the build and bills accounts are safe,
they feel satisfied. And, counterintuitively, they often find themselves making fewer impulse purchases because that internal financial anxiety is just gone.
the system creates peace of mind, which then translates into better consumer behavior.
It really does.
Okay, let's get into the implementation. A listener is ready to set this up right now. What are the 3 immediate steps?
Step 1, calculate and allocate. Pull up your last 3 paychecks and your last month of fixed expenses.
Okay.
Decide on your initial build percentage. Let's use 15% as a strong starting target. Then calculate your fixed bills total. Let's say that's 50%.
The remainder is your spend percentage, so 35% in this example.
Exactly. Step 2, set up the automated transfers. Log into your bank platform right now. Make the money move on the day your paycheck hits. 15% to the index fund, 50% to the bills account, immediately. This should take you 10 minutes max.
And step 3 is crucial, the 30-day monitoring period.
Yes. You have to live with the system for a month to check your ratios. If your spend account runs out too fast, you have 2 choices.
Okay.
You could temporarily lower the build percentage, but the primary recommendation from all the sources is to focus aggressively on cutting fixed expenses in that bills category. Do that high leverage expense audit we'll talk about.
And what if you have too much left over in the spend account?
That's a great problem to have. You immediately increase the build percentage.
So it becomes this dynamic, self-correcting system.
It does. And the sources warn there will be initial anxiety. You'll feel like you don't have enough to pay for everything because you're breaking decades of conditioning.
But if you stick with it,
After 6 months, you will look at that billed account balance, and you will realize the system has delivered more success than 2 years of trying to manage your finances through daily willpower.
systems always beat negotiation.
Always.
So, the anti-budget gives us the financial rails to run on. Now we have to shift focus to the daily personal productivity habits that actually sustain that system.
Right.
The sources repeatedly emphasize that self-made success stories, they don't find time for these high-leverage activities.
No, they take it. They make those activities completely non-negotiable.
This is like the operating system upgrade for the individual.
It is. The habits of high earners are not random. They are intentional barriers built against distraction. And the most significant habit discussed, by far, is the morning routine.
Specifically, waking up at least 2 hours before your first scheduled obligation.
Whether that's a job, a meeting, or just the kids waking up.
Why is that 2-hour window so sacred?
It's rooted in neuroscience. The sources explain that your brain is just clearest and most resilient to distraction in those early hours before all the external demands come in and hijack your focus.
It's the only time of day you truly own your agenda.
Exactly. And the routine itself breaks down into these tiny micro actions. A 10-minute brain dump where you outline all the tasks for the day.
Get them out of your head and onto paper.
Right. Followed by 5 minutes of movement. A simple stretch, a quick walk, something to signal to your body that production mode is now active.
And the practical detail here is essential. It's about removing the option to negotiate with yourself.
Correct. Put the alarm clock across the room.
So you have to physically get up.
There is no snooze button.
Yeah.
You force physical movement, which eliminates the possibility of you negotiating yourself back to sleep.
You've successfully conquered the first decision of the day.
And that builds momentum for conquering the rest.
Okay, next up. Knowledge compounding through focused reading. The benchmark here is, it's a little intimidating, the average CEO finishes 1 book a week.
Yeah, we don't need to panic about that pace.
Okay, good.
But it highlights the need for consistent, valuable input. It's not about speed. It's about 30 focused minutes a day.
And the focus has to be on inputs that directly compound your value.
Yes. Biographies of successful people, business strategy, negotiation tactics, investing principles, not just random fiction.
And the sources suggest this fantastic little cue to make it happen.
Leave the book title open on a high-traffic surface, your kitchen table, next to the coffee machine.
That's that passive accountability again.
It is. When the book is staring at you, your brain stares back. It lowers the activation energy required to pick it up and engage with valuable information.
It makes it the default choice over just scrolling on your phone.
And that consistent daily input creates this intellectual advantage that just compounds silently over years.
Okay, moving on to goals. We established that big goals fail when they stay big. How do the sources suggest we slice them into micro habits that are, quote, stupid to skip?
The micro-habit concept is all about making the required action so small that skipping it just feels ridiculous.
Okay, give me an example.
If your big goal is launching a significant side hustle, don't write down work on business plan for 3 hours.
Because that invites procrastination. It feels too big.
Exactly. Instead, make the goal email 1 potential client a day.
That takes what, 5 minutes?
5 minutes. It's stupid to skip. But over a year, you've contacted 365 leads. The goal is momentum, not size.
And that consistent small action generates powerful data. It builds a sales pipeline without all the overwhelm.
And linked directly to that is the sticky note rule for prioritization.
Okay.
Write down the top 3 most important priorities for the day, the high-leverage tasks that really move the needle on a sticky note.
And the critical part.
Do not touch your phone until those 3 items are complete. This protects your most productive hours. It ensures your best energy is applied to your most important work.
Not to answering someone else's emergency email?
Precisely. Because your attention is currency. You have to guard it.
Which leads us directly to time control. If you aren't managing your own calendar, you can guarantee someone else's.
And their priorities are not your priorities.
So what's the recommended action here?
The audit they recommend is so revealing. You track every 30-minute block of your working day for just 3 consecutive days.
And you note down exactly what you were doing.
This simple act of visibility immediately exposes the massive leaks in your productivity.
The endless scrolling, the mindless email checking.
The quick calls that demand context switching and just kill an entire hour of focus.
And the sources suggest 2 immediate high-leverage corrections to plug those leaks.
Delete one app and mute one group chat.
That's it.
These are specific actions that reclaim your attention and reduce the drag of context switching. Every time you switch tasks, your brain pays a tax.
And those taxes pile up fast.
Deleting one attention-sucking app or muting one non-essential chat immediately reduces those internal taxes and allows you to sustain deep focus for much longer blocks of time.
Okay, next, the crucial habit of networking and mentorship. It's a cliche, but the sources give us the financial justification.
One conversation with the right mentor can skip you 5 years of painful, expensive trial and error.
That speed advantage is priceless.
It truly is. But networking often feels really intimidating.
Yeah, it feels transactional.
So the sources provide this actionable template that just removes all the pressure. Find one person online whose career you genuinely admire.
And send them a message.
A maximum 50-word message. It must include 3 things: genuine gratitude for a specific piece of their work, curiosity about their journey, and one specific insightful question.
No pitching. No asking for coffee.
Absolutely not. It's a low-friction, high-value exchange, and you repeat that monthly.
You're building genuine relationships based on respect, which ultimately leads to a high-value network without feeling like you're using people.
That's the goal.
The next habit really flips the script on that constant hustle culture.
Scheduling recovery.
Burnout isn't just a mental health issue. The sources confirm it is an expensive financial problem.
Oh, it is. It causes massive drops in productivity and leads to terrible decision-making.
So recovery is not optional.
It is a vital part of your performance infrastructure. Successful people schedule recovery with the same intensity that they schedule their revenue calls.
And that means real weekends.
Physically putting your phone into airplane mode and scheduling at least one do-nothing day per month. Zero agenda.
And the action step is to literally block that day out in your calendar within the next 30 days.
And protect it like a mandatory critical client meeting.
Because you are your most important client.
If you are not performing optimally, your income engine slows down and your whole system starts to degrade. Protecting that recovery time ensures maximum sustained performance.
And it protects the decision-making quality you need to maintain that anti-budget structure. Finally, we revisit the spending side. Not through a restrictive budget, but through an essential system audit.
Visibility and the expense audit. You cannot fix what you cannot see.
This is where we apply that high leverage effort to the spending side.
Download your last 30 days of transactions, all of them. Grab a highlighter and circle every single non-value added expense.
You're looking for subscriptions you forgot about.
Recurring charges that are just bleeding you dry, phantom fees. You will be shocked at the amount of money that's leaving your account passively.
This is often the quickest path to an instant raise.
It is an instant raise.
Yeah.
The actionable step is to cancel or renegotiate 3 of those circled charges before you go to bed tonight.
And that is an instant raise that requires no boss, no performance review, no confidence building.
It immediately cleans up your bills account and redirects that lost capital right back into your system where it can actually be invested and work for you. Hashtag #outro.
Wow. We have covered a huge spectrum today, from, the fundamental behavioral discipline you need to thrive, all the way through accelerating your income, implementing structural automation with the anti-budget.
And finally, protecting that system with those high-leverage daily habits.
The ultimate goal here is freedom. It's stability, it's options. It's not just about a larger number on a screen.
And the path is built on consistency. Saving automatically, investing simply and wisely. Those low-cost index funds are the core recommendation, and just relentlessly focusing on growing your professional value.
Stop wasting mental energy refreshing stock tickers.
And start compounding your skills and your discipline.
We really want to ensure this deep dive results in immediate action for you. So we have 2 concrete challenges, synthesizing the best advice from all of our sources.
Okay, challenge number 1, the automation test. This week, set up an automatic transfer, even if it's just $50, into that index fund or brokerage account. Make the build account real.
The amount is secondary.
A mechanism and the habit are everything.
Okay, challenge number 2, the income accelerator.
Commit to one concrete action this week to increase your earning power. Start learning one of those high-leverage skills we talked about.
Or strategically prepare for that salary negotiation using market data.
Or launch that easiest side hustle in the next 7 days. Do both of those challenges, and you immediately change the trajectory of your financial life.
And here is the final provocative thought we want to leave you with. It connects the systems right back to self-management.
We often obsess over the mechanics of investing, but the sources heavily emphasize the importance of recovery and time control.
So here's the question. If you truly commit to protecting your time off and treating your rest like a mandatory client meeting, how does that shift fundamentally change your perception of your own professional value and the limits you place on your earning potential?
Something to mull over as you implement the anti-budget.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.